The heaviest balloon. Now, I have to know if there's an adult that would be willing to help me. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, just somebody that would like to come up and have a little fun. I'm not the type of magician that makes fun of anybody. Number one, it probably wouldn't look good on the pastoral resume. But I just need somebody to give me a hand with something. Come on up, sir. There you go. Okay, hi. My name is Mike, and what is yours? Hi, David. If you would stand right there, I'm just going to get this little bag right here. And what I want you to do is, hopefully they won't blow away because we are outside, but I have some colored hankies in here. Would you take them out and just lay them on the table? I think there's 4 of them. And we'll just try to keep an eye that they don't blow away. Now, David, I asked for a volunteer before I told you what you were really going to do. You see, this is the part of the show where we test somebody's Bible knowledge. So what we're going to do is I call my show God's Good Gifts, where several of the effects will talk about the gifts that God has given to us. And so what we're going to do, I thought, if we're going to talk about God's good gifts, we start at the very beginning, which would be what? The very beginning. Yeah. Okay. We're talking about Genesis, and what are the first 2 stories in Genesis about? There you go. You passed question number 1. Give David a great big hand. Now, David, now you're off the hook for a minute, because now it's the audience participation part. I want you to select any of these colors. Go ahead and pick one up. And now what I want you to do is just kind of wave it in the air like this. All right. That's nothing to do with the trick, but I wanted to see if you do that. Okay, you can stop. Just hold it up in the air. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is your part. I want you to put your thinking caps on. We're talking about creation. So God is in the middle of creating everything. Using your imagination, we're holding up the color black. What could black represent in the creation stories? Darkness. Okay, darkness. There you go. Go ahead, throw that in there. Now pick up another one. All right, now we have orange. Again, what could orange represent in the creation story? The sun. That's absolutely right. Go ahead, put that in there. Okay, 2 more left. Okay, green. Okay, any child can talk this time. What could green represent in the creation story? Grass, that's right, absolutely right. Good, grass. And last but not least, we have blue. Water, that's right. Go ahead and put that in there. Now, David, here's question number 2 for you. In the one creation story in Genesis, every time God did a creative act, the Bible says God either said or thought something. What was that? That is absolutely correct. Give David a great big hand. Absolutely correct. And now I want to make a point of this, because sometimes throughout Christian history, we kind of forget the importance of what the Bible tells us in those stories. God created everything. God created the trees, the animals, and us. And the Bible tells us in plain actually Hebrew that we then translate into English, but the Bible tells us that God said everything God created was good. Sometimes Christians have a habit of so much worrying about getting to heaven or worrying about this or seeing everything that's wrong with the world. We forget that creation is good. We need to remember that. It's so important. Now, for the adults out there, how many of you have either small children or small grandchildren? Okay. I have 6 grandchildren now. The oldest is now 10. But when she was smaller, like 3 and 4 and 2, she lived with me. And she had a favorite movie. And if you know anything about small children, once they find a movie they like, they watch it over and over and over and over and over again. So while I would do work, doing sermons, doing this, doing that, she would watch The Lion King. And in The Lion King is a song called The Circle of Life, where it talks about everything being connected. Now, the Bible doesn't use quite that language, but it does talk about the importance of everything in creation being important. And when God created us, God gave us a job. Do you remember what that job was? We were to do what with God's creation? There you go. Absolutely right. We're to take care of it. For instance, young lady, if I brought you a glass of water that was filled with mud and oil and gunk, would you want to drink that glass of water? No? I don't think anybody here would want to drink that glass of water. So we better take care of God's creation so we can drink clean water, right? The same thing. We are to take care of all the gifts that God gave us. That's one of our jobs. That's what is called being a steward, or stewardship. There you go, Pastor. I gave you a plug. Stewardship, right? Now, what I want to do is one more time take these things out so that everybody can see how everything in creation is connected. So, David, could you take them out one more time? Just grab them. Oh. There you go, David. Hold that up. Let's give David a great big hand. Okay. Thank you. And you can take your seat. Thank you so much.
It's like you've been to seminary.
And now, I have to know, is there somebody small out there that would be willing to help me now for a trick I want to do? Okay, I'll get to you in just a minute, but everybody has